Hello, darlings, and welcome to Digimon Ghost Game. This is the podcast that's not gonna charge you rent. I'm Emery, my pronouns are they, she, he.
I'm Morg. My pronouns are they, he, and, fuck landlords, including this Digimon landlord.
Including him.
And I'm Elvire. My pronouns are they, she, he, and I also say fuck landlords.
So what happens in this episode? Definitely has a landlord in it.
And he's evil.
And he's evil, and he's he's evicting people by putting them in cocoons and freezing them in blocks of ice and making Impmon show up on their phones.
I would love if Impmon showed up on my phone, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
This landlord is also installing illegal extra keyholes in people.
In people, yeah.
People, yeah. Like, of all the places you wouldn't want your landlord to put a keyhole, my body is like the top spot.
Yeah, when... Yeah, they were, you know, they tried to change the locks and they did a really bad job, you know? Just didn't even get them on the door.
To be honest, that would be something that a landlord would do. They'd be like, we fixed your locks, and you'd come to your door and be like, nothing changed. And then you'd spend weeks trying to figure out where they put a lock.
And then you find it and you're locked out. No. Or you find it and it's actually on your body and you're like, oh no. Oh fuck. What is this game?
So there's a girl who's like going up the elevator in this apartment building, and then the elevator stops on a funny floor that kind of looks like a 90s visualization of cyberspace.
That is it exactly.
Yeah, that is what it looks like.
We've just got lots of like colored planes making like the layout of this floor.
It reminded me of like the time when it was in fashion to have like see-through electronics.
Oh yeah, they're like...
Because it was fun.
The purple N64 controller.
They're like semi-transparent. It's you could make a Game Boy out of these walls.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, the most extreme has more colors now. Crazy. No. But she's like, she hears a voice and it's just like, where's the key? Where's your key at? And she's just like holding up her hand and he's like, wrong answer.
Yeah, she does make like a little hand sign. I'm not I don't know. I'm not sure. That's definitely something that got lost in translation.
Because she opened the door with her fingerprints.
Oh. You know what?
The one time in this podcast I have noticed something.
Oh my god. Okay, yes. Okay. So it's like, yes, we need to use your key, where it's like this guy is like, no,
no, fuck that electronic shit. Where's your
key? We need a real key. Give me a physical key.
Yeah, so then a bunch of keyholes appear and just go and like clean through her body, like look in one end, see outside the other. Some real Roger Rabbit shit.
Yeah, you can just like put your hand through her head. It's kind of wild.
And someone does put a hand through their head later.
Yeah, that does happen. We'll see. I like wouldn't want to do that because I'd be like afraid I'd feel something. I think it would be worse to feel something.
No, I'm pretty confident it's empty up here.
So true.
And then we just got to the next scene then.
Yeah. Ioi, like, Ruli's friend Ioi, like, she's getting a warning, like, hey, you should fucking leave. I'm leaving this apartment. It fucking sucks in here. People
You
are...
should move the fuck out,
And it's
for real.
I get the advice, but it's not easy to just.
She even
move.
says that. Yeah, she even says it's not that easy to move, and it's, like, so true.
Yeah.
Everyone
But
telling
this
me
does
to
mean that Aoi lives alone, right?
I think maybe it's not very clear if she lives alone or if it's just like
Her
she's
family
living,
moving in.
yeah, or something. But
No one has parents in this show, don't worry about it.
yeah, the
And
only
those
parents
that
that show up
do-
suck.
Yeah.
Like,
We haven't even heard from Hiro's mom, and she's very much alive.
as far as we know, yeah. Very responsible. What was I? Yeah, it's just like it's not that easy to move, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
and sometimes you just gotta pick the shit apartment because it's the best option you have at the time.
Sometimes you just gotta stay in the country you're born in. It's fine. This is
Yeah. This is normal. This is what living in the current housing is. It's fine. But then we got to a funny scene. So
Yes.
we get to be happy again. Because Espimon is on what I can only describe as a teenage girl emo rampage.
Yeah, I was like, it's happy
Oh.
not for Espimon, though.
Espimon is having a dramatic, I'm running away from home, I've packed my little rucksack and I'm leaving.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't anyone going to stop me?
He's like, I'm moving out. I can't fucking keep living here with this fake hero when I'm supposed to be out finding the real one. And Hero's like, we've been over this. I am the real. And Espimon's like, I swear I'm leaving for real.
You can't stop
Don't
me.
try and stop me. Yeah,
Epimon's super sad about it.
Gamamon is so sad.
But Espimon
I'm like, wow, Espimon.
just leaves, and then we see him brooding on a rooftop, being like, oh, they could have at least tried to stop me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, Espimon.
Espimon, they did try. What was that?
Didn't you hear Gamamon? He was so sad about it. He wanted to try to stop you, but you're also his friend.
But then he hears a scream, so he has to stop his brooding. And go help people.
Well,
Before that, he does say, he's talking about how he's wishing that he could evolve,
yeah,
and
true.
if that fake hero were the real hero, then he could evolve. I wonder what this
He
means.
sure says that, huh?
I wonder what this means. He does hear screaming, like you said. He rushes to a building. He sees someone, like, drowning in sand?
Yeah, they're just in their apartment building, drowning in sand, like you do.
As you do.
It cuts away before anything with him happens, but he does.
I feel like it is implied, considering the rest of the episode, that he did not, in fact, help these people.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, did he actually just not help them? He was like, wow, that's interesting. And then
Did he just move in?
Moved in.
This apartment just became vacant.
Yeah, that guy just died, and he's like, well, I guess there's a vacancy.
like, wow, Espimon. Extremely cool. But they don't, I mean, they don't ever say it, but it's like, okay.
They don't say it, but I feel like it's implied.
But Ruli is hanging out with a friend, with her friend Ioi, and she's like, yeah, people keep leaving my apartment because fucked up stuff's happening all the time.
It's like super haunted in here.
Yeah, Ruli's like, yeah, it's kind of popular on my website at the moment. It's weird. But they're like in the elevator being like, yeah, it's always something weird that happens between the floors of 11 and 18. And they like stop suddenly. The elevator stops. It seems like nothing comes in, right? Like when they're on like the 11th floor or something, and then it like gets all fucked up and it like closes real fast and it like changes color and you see like, oh, it's going to 13.5 floor. Ah!
Yeah,
0.5?
That's not a floor you want to be on, I think.
Elevators aren't supposed to go to decimals.
That's between floors. Am I going to be stuck in here?
It's between the floors. And we see the weird see-through Game Boy Advanced room again.
Uh-huh.
And like for some reason only
Yeah, I was
gets stuck.
very confused about that as well. Did Aoi just walk out?
I guess so.
That is the worst possible decision.
She didn't know what was going on, to be fair.
Yeah, bad idea, buddy.
She didn't know what was happening.
True. You know what? Hindsight is 2020. It's easy for me to say what I would have done in these very realistic situations. But they get split up because once Aoi steps outside, the doors close.
Oh yeah, it looks. I'm checking real fast, and it looks like they're both peeking out. Aoi gets like startled because she feels something like going behind her. It's a Digimon, we find out, but Ruli like finds it out because she's like, oh, I can actually see this guy. These Digimon are taking the. It's kind of funny that the Digimon are taking the elevator.
Yeah, there was actually nothing weird going on. This Digimon just pressed the correct button, and everyone's being very weird about it.
Yeah, there's just a little baby Digimon in the elevator. How he reached the buttons, I don't know.
Magic.
Don't worry about it.
Digimon power. It's cool to see just stuck in the spooky clear Game Boy Advance color land.
Yeah, she's lost in the sauce. She's surrounded on all sides by funny little guys.
They're so little.
There's a bunch of Digimon there. There were a couple that I didn't recognize the name, or couldn't name offhand, but the ones I can name offhand are, let's see, we got Impmon, we got Otamamon, we got Kunemon, we got Gardramon, Monodramon, and Monodramon. So quite a few tamers, guys, in that collection.
It's weird to see Impmon outside of tamers being a little miscreant.
Yeah. I do like to see him, though.
I do, too. They're all just kind of like, hey, dude, why are you in our home? Then she also starts hearing a voice being like, the key! Where is the key? And so she starts, like, trying to do her fingerprint just, like, in the air. Like, I don't know what you want, weird voice. And it's like, no, wrong.
And then she gets a bunch of keyholes in her body.
Yeah, she gets keyholed. And she does the logical thing of, like... Or is it not at this point? She definitely puts her hand...
Yeah, she's like, oh, I've got a hole in my forehead. Gotta check this out. I guess I'll just stick my hand in and see how far it goes. Oh, all the way through? Uh-oh.
I would also check. I think I would also put my hand through a hole in my body if it just suddenly appeared.
She freaks out. She can, like, feel her hair on the back of her head. It's like, that's no good.
That's not how it's supposed to be.
No.
She's already, like, figuring out her guest appearances on, like, those medical podcasts.
Yeah, but Ruli, like, asks her friends to, like, help her try to find the other the Digimon boys to help her, and so they're just like on the elevator. Kirishio is cowering.
Kirishio is crying.
Cowering as usual.
Yeah, Kyoshiro's heard about this funny apartment building and he wants to leave.
They, like, go to floor 13 and then 14 with no problem.
Yeah, they don't get lost in the sauce like Aoi did. It kind of seems like ending up on a busted floor is kind of a fluke.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Someone fucked up there.
And Goromon says, yeah, I checked on the outside and there weren't, like, extra floors or anything. It was fucking weird. But, like, don't they, like, hear
Gamamon
noise?
hears something.
Yeah, they hear, like, a noise, and, like, Gamamon, like, follows the noise to, like, a door, and there's, like, a big Digimon inside, like a champion level or something, maybe, like an adult.
Yeah, big dude.
Yeah, another one that I don't recognize, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't recognize him.
What are you doing in our home?
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Like, bro, you don't own the hallway. Chill.
But, like, all the little guys come out and are, like, mad about it, too. Like, hey, stop disturbing us. You humans don't need to be here. Like...
Yeah, these were empty rooms. They were empty before we got here. We did nothing weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you maybe did nothing weird, but someone did something weird to kick all the humans out.
Someone definitely did. Yeah. I think it's very funny that these Digimon are very convinced that they're supposed to be here.
There's so many.
Yeah, because, you know, cause they talked to the landlord. They got a contract.
They just didn't know the landlord didn't own the building.
Right, yeah.
New pyramid scheme. Just rent out buildings you don't own. What are they gonna do? Stop you?
Yeah, just find a building and pretend to own it.
The plot of this one is so crazy. Espimon finds Aoi. He's like, something seems wrong. Why are you here?
Yeah. And yeah, Aoi recognizes him because, you know, they've hung out before.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you're one of Hiro's, like, chatty physical holograms. Weird. But yeah, so Espimon's like, I know you, so how about I help you out? Like, sometimes humans slip through to the digital world in this building, so I'm gonna use my big-ass key to put a key in your head.
Yeah.
And it looks ridiculous.
Let me just put a big-ass key into your head and turn it. Like, that's fine.
I was like, oh, I love Kingdom Hearts.
And think of home.
I love Kingdom Hearts.
Think of home.
Get ready for it to get more Kingdom Hearts later.
So true. In a multitude of ways, not even just the doors. Well, but, like... Or I don't think he does it immediately. I think they talk for a second because it, like, cuts to the other kids first and they do a whole thing. Because, like, I know Aoi is, like, she's, like, the last one to come out. That's why I was like, I think it takes a second for Espimon to find her and then, like, talk to her about what's going on. Because then, yeah, it cuts back to the other kids and they're, like, talking to these Digimon and they're like, hey, you can't be here, there's no room for you, and they hear that voice, I think they hear that voice that was, like, telling people they needed a key or something, and they just, like, are like, oh, you're gonna be an asshole? Okay, I'm gonna kick you out, then.
Yeah.
I'm evicting all of you humans. And then just, like, yeets, like, a dozen people out of the building.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Hey, not a lot of people living in this apartment. Does population decline really hit that hard in the near future?
I think everyone just left already.
Yeah, true.
It's a combination of people leaving and, like, it only seeming to affect certain floors. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you would probably notice if a building was moving because floors were disappearing, but, like, I don't know. Maybe it's more subtle than it looks on the outside, but it's, like, pretty unsubtle seeing, like, the building just shrink level by level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because just floors off the building just start disappearing. It's they're just clearing out like Tetris blocks.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
walking by that building and be like,
That looks shorter.
and there's already so few housing.
Yeah. And then, this is when I, like, appears with, Espimon, and, like, really so fucking grateful to see her. Like, you're not fucking dead. Thank God.
And everyone's like, oh no, these are the friends that I was trying to ghost. Oh no.
I was trying to ghost game.
Oh my god.
Sorry. That was bad.
That was really bad. I loved it.
But yeah, like, this voice that keeps talking is like, hey, we're like, fine, if you humans are gonna suck ass, we're gonna separate ourselves. But then it's like, sure, going back to the digital world would be one thing, but no, what they're doing is they're taking floors of the building back with them to live in.
Yeah.
Extremely good.
Apparently, lending out your key to someone is a grave offense. That's
It's
a criminal
illegal.
offense. That's illegal, and Espimon is now a convicted criminal. Things sure do go fast.
Espimon is now a felon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke his contract, and the scary voice that's been talking this whole episode doesn't like that.
Yeah, not about
And he reveals himself to be Clavis Angemon.
Yes.
Did I say
Yeah.
that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clavis Angemon, and this motherfucker's got a keyblade.
Yeah. His whole aesthetic is, keys and holes and
Having a big ass key.
Mm-hmm. Like, maybe not quite extra enough to be like a Kingdom Hearts boss, but, in the same realm.
for sure.
He could be like a first form.
True.
Yeah, true.
Really quickly, like, does the fake digital world because people are starting to ask questions, but when she does that, they accidentally take Ai with them because she still has the key in her face.
Espimon is so, oh no, I forgot the key.
He's like,
can
oh,
you
fuck.
forget that there's a giant key in your face?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, now imagining, I'm like, hey, did the Digimon have to stick a key in their face every time they come in? Is that, like, the implication here?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
How else are you gonna reliably get to floor 13.5?
Guess so.
There's worse places to put a key.
Yeah, I guess
True.
so. I mean, or maybe it's just like, because they do show up in other parts of the human's body, so maybe it's just like the first one that comes into their hand, and then they're just like, alright, I got the key.
Maybe Espimon is just a little freak.
He's like, yeah, I want the keyhole on my head.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's gonna be so funny.
It's a little funny.
It is.
Clavis Angemon's gonna kick your ass for breaking the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they fight, like, Lemormon tries to get his ass, but then he just kind of, like, freezes Lemormon in time and space.
Yeah!
He can do that just by touching you, which seems kind of broken.
Insane.
And then he, like, opens up a keyhole in Lemormon's chest and, like, encases him in a crystal by sticking the key in and locking it.
Which also seems kind of broken.
Yeah, this guy got some busted moves. I'm gonna please nerf. is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, he's calling himself the enforcer of contracts, and I'm asking Espimon, did you read the fine print? What did you sign?
Yeah, what did you sign, man?
It probably wasn't even a contract. It's probably like a terms of service box.
Fuck.
So no wonder no one ever reads it.
Just click if you read all of it. And Espimon was like, oh my god, how do I have to scroll through the entire thing before I click it?
Yeah, that's the worst. No one wants to do that.
Everyone's like, hey, listen to what Hiro has to say. Like, don't just fucking destroy our friend. Please.
Clavis Angemon is being very funny by being like, I will not.
I will not. Then perish.
Imagine that you're a big ass villain and someone's like, just listen to what this random kid has to say.
Right.
Like, no, I won't. I won't actually.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Unfortunately, so we get to see Thetismon and Canavismon go mega mode. Poor little Mormon is still frozen.
Yeah, we get Siriusmon and Amphimon.
Yeah.
Amphimon, every time I see her, I'm like, I like it a little more than the last time.
It was nice to see her again, because I was like, I think we had only seen her one other time before. If I remember correctly.
It's good design.
And they stand better a chance, but boy, they still have some trouble with Clavis.
Yeah,
Angemon.
because Siriusmon shoots a blast at Clavis Angemon, but then Clavis Angemon just freezes the blast in midair and just redirects it at the group of kids. So Amphimon has to block it and then gets keyholed and frozen for her trouble.
That's just so broken. That shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, so then Clavis Angemon tries to freeze Siriusmon, but Siriusmon can still move a little, and it's enough to fire a blast at the ground to get Clavis Angemon to back off for a second. But he's still in pretty bad shape. So Espimon is trying to fight. He's like, gosh darn it, I wish I could evolve, because these tiny little bombs I'm throwing aren't doing shit. And he's like, hey, Hiro, you suck and you're the fake one, and I bet you couldn't evolve me, because only the real Hiro could do that. And Hiro's like, fine, I'll evolve you. And he does.
I'll show you what real is like.
Yeah, he's just like, I guess I can just do this, huh?
Yeah, and we get Hover Espimon.
Hover Espimon. How about this guy?
And I wrote down gun tits.
Yeah, he sure do got
Oh no.
guns on his nipples, don't he?
Yeah, he does.
I don't know how I didn't clock that, but
Also, this guy is shaped like the USS Enterprise.
it rocks. I love it. Wow.
Once again,
Great.
you're not wrong.
He's real dorky
He's
looking.
so
I
dorky
love him so much. I would build him.
I was like, wow, Espimon, are you happy? Are you happy this is your form? He is.
Yeah.
He is. He has guns for tits. That is amazing.
He has guns for tits and the USS Enterprise for an ass.
I love his little, he keeps a little bear, the little bear ears and stuff.
Yeah.
He's still just
And his torpedoes have smileys on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he do got the smiley rockets from Saint Galgamon, and I do like it every time I see those.
It is very Saint Galgamon.
I think I look at Hover Espimon, and I think a lot of kids saw this and were like, "That is such a cool Digimon."
And I'm like,
And they're wrong. It's definitely not cool.
it's not cool,
but I
and that
love
makes
it.
it better. Like, I think it would be like, I don't think it would be as charming to me.
No, it's so dorky.
Like,
Mhm.
I'm glad they went in this direction, because, I feel like a lot of the other ones have been, like, pretty cool, right? Like, a lot of the kids,
Yeah.
like, Digimon evolutions have been, like,
Yeah,
pretty-
you're right. I think like a dorky evolution is way more suited to Espimon's personality than a cool one. You are right.
Yeah.
He is a dork. He has a lot of dorky emotions.
Uh-huh.
He's a dork, and he's still powerful, and that's all that matters, right? Like,
And we get to keep his facial expressions.
I'm so glad he keeps his, like, funny little eyes.
Yeah, and he's able to distract Clavisangemon enough that, like, Siriusmon can get the key away from him, and then Hover Espimon, like, takes it and runs off with it, and then Siriusmon can win. And then, Hiro talks to Clavisangemon, and he agrees to, like, restore all the missing floors on the building and not move Digimon into any of the, any of the integer floors. They'll stay in like the funny extra dimensional digital space in order to not, cause problems with the humans.
He went from, I will not give up, to, sure, I'll listen to what this little boy has to say real quick.
Man, I wish Hiro could negotiate with everyone's landlord.
So
There
true.
wouldn't be a homelessness problem anymore.
Talk to my landlord. He has given up on my building. I wish he hadn't.
Oh boy.
I'm just surviving at this point.
Rip.
So Aoi gives Espimon a hug and thanks him for helping her, and offers to let Espimon stay with her since he's running away from home and everything.
Yeah.
And we get the line from Angoramon: "When in Rome, do as Romans do, and when in apartment, abide by the apartment rules." So don't move into it and pretend to be the landlord.
Don't
Yeah.
evict people by releasing unknown horrors upon them.
It's so sad, because, like, Clavisangemon does seem like he's not making the Digimon pay, which is one good thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
True.
He does have some very strict rules, though, like the no key sharing.
right. That's bullshit.
You can never win with landlords. There's always that one thing that you're like, that's an unforgivable crime.
Yup.
Oh yeah, also, like, there is a scene between Ruli and Aoi where Ruli is just like, "Hey, so about today," and Aoi's just like, "Don't even worry about it, dude." Aoi knows exactly what the fuck has been going on for the past 50 episodes.
Yeah.
She's on to this bullshit.
We kind of suspected.
But I always figured out that if you don't interact with it, you can sort of evade most of the trouble around it. I think she's betting on that.
But if she's friends with Ruli, there's, like, a chance she's gonna get sucked back in, and she's like, well...
those are the chances, you gotta take them.
Right, yeah.
But it is this series is going a very weird direction with the whole hiding these Digimon, where everyone is just, like, ignoring it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lately, they're just, like, more and more, it's just been, like, there's Digimon everywhere. There were, like, a ton of them in that apartment building. There's running out of spaces to put them.
Genuinely, though.
And that's gonna be
That's a
even
problem.
more clear in the next episode.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
So yeah, things are definitely building up. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, we may or may not be in, like, the end bits, depending on what they do with, like, their plans of the last 6 episodes or whatever.
Yeah, like it seems like we're like very, very close to the finale now, since like the Digimon Con was last night, and they didn't announce any like continuation of Ghost Game or sequel series or anything. So kind of seems like we're cruising right towards the end here.
On the one hand, that's very sad. On the other hand, a series that gets to end before it goes bad. Love that, because then I can rewatch it without feeling angry about it.
Yeah.
I was a little worried, like I'm still a little worried, like how they're gonna wrap some stuff up in the last couple episodes, but I think there is a way of doing it, but it's like, are they being rushed to finish, or was this what they planned? Or was this what they planned?
I think some things just aren't gonna get a resolution, because it's a lot.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well.
To me, I wouldn't guess that like they ran out of time, because this has already like gone on for longer than your standard 50 episode Digimon season. I think it's more a point. I think it is more just like they're focusing more on like the episodic stuff, and like I don't know, maybe they're probably just gonna like keep continuing to like drop little bits and build up slowly, and then like maybe we'll get like a two or 3 part finale or something. Hard to say.
I do kind of like that. Like I like. I mean, I think we've talked about it before, but it's like nice to see shows like kind of still trying to work with like the episodic vibe without it being like necessarily dragging or anything, but like, it doesn't have to have all these like crazy arcs and stuff. I just was like, it just made me a little nervous at first, like, oh, it's not that much left. But it could end up fine, and like not every answer needs to be, or not every question needs to be answered, is what I was trying to say.
No, that's what fanfics are for.
True.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone just makes a Ghost Game continuation video game or something. That'd be kind of sick. Yeah. So we'll see where that goes in the next couple weeks. Yeah,
boy, we're that also means we're getting close to the wrap on this podcast, huh? I'm thinking we'll probably I'm thinking we'll probably do like a wrap up episode, then like maybe like do a few more episodes of Ghost Gayest if we're feeling it.
I am also always feeling my Ghost Gayest.
Yeah, there's definitely a few that I could bring to the table.
Feeling my gayest.
But yeah, dang, we're really in it.
That's weird to think about.
Yeah, and then we'd still have to work out the details, but like I'm very ready to commit to the OC podcast idea. I would love to do that with y'all.
Yeah,
love to do an OC podcast. It would bring me so much joy.
Yeah, we were talking.
Yeah, that would rule.
We were talking about it yesterday, actually, after we were doing stuff with our own OCs. Wow. That we could be talking about on this podcast that may come out.
Oh, what a teaser. What a teaser you're dropping. We are now dropping trailers.
I know, I mean,
that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, we were talking with Spike after our fellowship game yesterday.
Yeah. So, I guess stay tuned. Stuff could change. That is something that's like on the table for sure, though.
Yeah.
I guess this is a bit of a shorter episode. Because I think most of the hosts are feeling a little under the weather.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a ton to say about this one either,
It's
so,
also
you
a
know.
very basic episode. It was fun with the evolution, but it's not like a lot happened.
I have a lot more to say about next week's, I think.
Yeah, next week's it's just gonna run out, I guess.
Yeah, like, maybe I won't have as much as I think I will have to say, but I feel like there's a lot where I'm gonna be like, why did this happen? Ah!
Yeah, we're gonna be making a lot of incomprehensible noises.
So true.
Rip to whoever has to edit that one, and I did offer to edit that one.
Oops.
Maybe I should take that back.
Well, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angoramon is gonna get real re-traumatized next episode. Look forward to it.
Haha, rip. We love traumatizing our large bunnies.
So funny when our favorite fluffy boy just goes through some trauma.
We love it. We hate it, but we love it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a complicated feeling.
All right, so what are our plugs, Elvira? Where can we find you?
You can find me at Ereviru on various social media. I'm most active on Twitter, but I dropped some maid outfit D-look TikToks lately, so check out my TikTok.
So you can find me at Haunting the Morgue on Tumblr and Twitter. I've been using Tumblr a little bit more, but that's still not saying much. You can also find me on Gengar at Co-host. And you can also find me on my other podcasts, Forward ReZero, a ReZero Watch podcast, and The Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast.
You can find me on a podcast called We Rate Queerbait, where we talk about all the queer couples in fiction that should have been canon. We just recorded our App Monsters episode with Spike, and that was a whole lot of fun. We talked about just we probably won't do a ghost gayest about App Monsters just because I just covered it with We Rate Queerbait. So but if you like ghost gayest, you definitely have to check out that episode in particular, and also all of We Rate Queerbait, because basically the same idea. Yeah, next time we're doing Wednesday, which I've watched most of, and I'm very mad about, so...
I never watched that.
Oh, like when...
It's...
Everyone was, like, super hyped about it, right?
I've heard mixed feelings toward... A lot of people seem to have a lot of various feelings about it.
I'm definitely gonna be yelling about it. It certainly is co-opting the language of oppression while also trying to maintain a veneer of apoliticality.
More and more fucking modern shows are trying to pull that shit. Like, people love to just use...
It's rancid.
People love to... I was listening to, unfortunately, I think it was just like a background noise thing for her, but my sister was like sort of not really watching that new Velma show, and it has a lot of the same like using language, like co-opting language like that. It fucking sucks.
Boy, oh boy.
Like, I was like, I'm not even watching this. I'm like upstairs in my room, and I still hate to hear it. Like, I hate this.
Wow.
It sucks. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting mad about it online. I'm also on for Affinity with the username Space Robot. You can find me drawing all my silly little art there. You can also talk to me about commissions. Hit me up on Discord or on my Twitter at SpaceRobotArt. I said Twitter, I meant email. I'd never go on Twitter. My email is spacerobotart@gmail.com. I'm also on an upcoming audio drama pilot, which you should be hearing about in the next few months. So very excited for that. Very excited for you to hear my funny little character voice. Yeah, that's gonna be all that's gonna be all I want to talk about once the pilot comes out. But yeah, you can find this podcast at Twitter at DigiGhostGaze, on Tumblr at DigimonGhostGaze.tumblr.com. We also have a Discord server where we're doing Tokusatsu Mondays, watching Kamen Rider Double and Garo, doing art streams on Fridays, except when I sleep in too late because I'm still very tired from COVID and also just being alive in the winter months.
Valid.
So true.
This podcast is part of the Noisespace.xyz network. You can go to Noisespace.xyz and find all sorts of neat shows. Pod of Greed is just getting into their Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's coverage. Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary just wrapped the first season.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff going on this here network, and you should go listen to some of it, or all of it. I don't know. You can do what you want with your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but spend it on fun podcasts.
Yeah. All right, then. So, until next time, all you poltergeists, ghouls, and non-boonaries, Digimon is for the games. Goodbye, darlings.
Bye.